this is my reformed, informative speech. When you think of a celebration involving a big fancy gown, nice heels, and a special dance with her father, you think of a bride and her wedding. But in this culture, all these aspects add up to another significant celebration in a young girl's life. Traditions are something that are always present in any given culture, and it is important to appreciate these cultural traditions as well as explore how they are celebrated. First, I will discuss the history and religious aspects of a quinceañera and the traditions associated with them. Second, I will discuss the dress traditions of a quinceañera. And lastly, I will discuss the traditions that take place at the celebration of a quinceañera. From big dresses to the transition into womanhood, a quinceañera is one of the single most important traditions of a young girl's life in the Spanish culture. A quinceañera is the single most important day of a Latina girl's life. When a young girl reaches her 15th birthday, she is transitioning from childhood to womanhood and taking up all the responsibilities that come with that. Back in the 1500s, quinceañeras were meant to celebrate a girl entering into womanhood as well as present them as eligible wives. Prior to the celebration, the girls were taught in school essential skills to become a proper wife, such as how to cook, clean, take care of a household, and most importantly, how to care for children and a husband. The religious ceremony, also known as the Catholic Mass, is an extremely important part in carrying out the celebration and is the oldest tradition associated with the quinceañera. During the Mass, a young girl receives communion and comes before the Virgin Mary to show her purity. She then gives Mary with a bouquet of flowers. Other symbols associated with the Holy Mass are gifts given by the priest to the girl, such as the Bible, a bouquet of flowers, a necklace, or a tiara. Not only are the symbols a huge part of the religious tradition, but also coming before the Virgin Mary to show her purity, leaving her parents, and being presented as a pure and saved for marriage is the theme of this religious ceremony. Now that I've discussed a little bit about how quinceañeras originated and the religious ceremony, I will now move into the meaning and purpose of the dress and the tradition. The dress that a young girl wears is a very important part of the tradition. Picking out a quinceañera dress is almost as equivalent to picking out a wedding dress. The dress is extremely extravagant and mature in aspect to it, resembling that she is no longer a young girl, but a young woman. A quinceañera dress is key to making the birthday girl feel like a princess for a day. It shows her family and community that she is a mature, beautiful, and ready to take on the role of a young woman. There are no limits when it comes to a quinceañera dress. Traditionally, there are two dresses. The religious ceremony dress is white and modest. This represents her purity as she enters into womanhood. As for the party dress, the bigger and brighter the better. A trademark of a quinceañera dress is a huge skirt with jewels and lots of color. Now that I've explained a little bit about the significance of the dress, I will now move into the celebration party at a quinceañera. Dancing plays a big role in the party. The symbolic change of the shoe ceremony is one of the most significant celebratory traditions. A decorated chair is placed in the center of the dance floor and the young girl is escorted to sit in it. Her father then takes her flat shoes off and replaces them with the new high heels. This symbolizes her transition from young girl to woman. After the shoes have been exchanged, the young girl is now ready to dance her waltz. The first waltz is one of the major milestones of a quinceañera party. Tradition states that the first waltz after becoming a young woman should be with her father. This is because he was the first man in her life and his way of thanking him and showing him honor. The song chosen to accompany this dance should be slow in tempo and have lyrics that are meaningful to her. After the ceremonial things have come to a close, the girl has now transcended to womanhood and she is ready to celebrate and dance the night away with her friends and family. As a review of my main points, I have discussed the history and religious ceremonies of a quinceañera and the traditions associated with them. Second, I discussed the dress traditions at a quinceañera. And finally, I have discussed the traditions that take place during the party. The quinceañera tradition has gone on for centuries and continues through today. Each part of the ceremony symbolizes one thing, and that's her journey from little girl to young woman. On this day, her family and loved ones all gather around her to remember her past and celebrate her future. Thank you.